All right. I'm sure you can hear me now. Um, I had something turned off that should have been on. So I'm gonna wait till some people drop in here. Again, while I'm doing that, let's do this. Let's put this back up. Let me know once you get in here if you can hear me. Um, if you're in here, let me know if you can hear me. All right. It sound like, can you hear me good? Is my music too loud? Turn my volume up a little bit on me. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties. Um, I'm glad. I appreciate everybody for joining. If you're in here, please hit that thumb up. Please hit that subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get and get that notification bell so you can get notifications when I come on. Now the name of the show tonight, let's talk about Harvard University and slavery is what I want to get right into. And as always, what main objective is to be able to connect the dots to our lineage and through policies, a long history of policies that have undermined ADOS people, the American descendant of slavery. Um, so we can understand how symbolism and emotionalism plays a powerful role in our everyday life, the way we think, whole 9 yards. Now, what I'm gonna try to do here, I'm gonna share my screen because I want to share this story with you and see and let everybody know that what a lot of these colleges was involved with slavery, not just Harvard, but we're gonna focus strongly on Harvard. Because Harvard got some other things going on when it comes to ADOS. Um, this article here that we're gonna go through, I've read it, but I just want to kind of scan through it. We're gonna talk about it. You can always go back and look this article up. Um, One thing I want to do, I'm gonna see can I play this audio because I want to play a couple minutes of this audio that and see if you can hear it. Because what I want you to do is listen to this lady. That Georgetown, basically what Georgetown did was they went and said they want to make right for the wrong that they done to descendants of slaves because no one understand slaves built almost all of these institutions, these colleges, and it won't no different for Georgetown or Harvard. Georgetown saying they trying to reach out to the descendants of these slaves that they attire and built their school and make it right with them. But to show you how they plan on our emotionalism and symbolism to do so. And people don't want to speak up. And it's in the chat. So I'm gonna see if I can play this video. So I want you to listen. We're gonna play like 4 or 5 minutes of it if you can hear it. Let me see if I can go in here, play and see if you can hear it.
See, that's the same school whose Jesuit leaders once owned some of her relatives.
Georgetown University is offering an act of contrition for its complicated past. The nation's oldest Catholic and Jesuit college announced yesterday it will give preference in admissions to descendants of 272 slaves it sold nearly 2 centuries ago.
Last year, Georgetown announced that it would give legacy status to people who are descended from the slaves who were sold to get the school out of a financial bind. That gives the descendants a leg up when they apply to the school. Melly didn't know she was a descendant until the summer of 2016 when she got an email from a genealogist. Here's what it said.
I need to tell you that your 3 times great-grandparents, Abraham Mahoney and Mary Ellen Queen, were part of the sale of 272 people by the Jesuits to Louisiana in 1838.
Melly was stunned. She knew those names. Her grandmother had told stories about Abraham Mahoney and Mary Ellen Queen, and about ancestors back in Maryland who had sued for their freedom. She realized her grandmother had been passing down crucial family history, and she wished she'd done more to learn about it.
I felt a little bit of guilt because I had stepped away from it and I hadn't pursued it. And in that way, I felt like I had let my grandmother down.
It was also hard to think about what Georgetown University and its Jesuit leaders had done to her ancestors.
I was hurt and angry, I think, in all of those things that you feel when you know the person who sold your family and the reasons why you were sold.
Melly started keeping track of what Georgetown was planning to do about descendants like her. She was watching online when University President Jack DeGioia announced the plan to offer the descendants the same preference in admissions that it offers to the children of its alumni.
We provide care and respect for the members of the Georgetown community, faculty, staff, alumni, those with an enduring relationship with Georgetown. We will provide the same care and respect to the descendants.
Melly remembers telling a friend she might apply. The friend said, "Do it."
And I started the process, and it wasn't easy. I don't have parents taking care of my finances and keeping my life in order, and I didn't have anybody to sit down at the table with me and fill out all of the online applications. I'm a chef. I deal in boiling oil and sharp knives.
But she got her application in, and then she waited to hear. Finally, in June, Melly got a letter from the school.
So I cracked it open, I looked at it a little bit with one eye closed, and I saw that "we are happy to," and then I snatched it out of the envelope and gave it to my best friend and told her, "Read this to me." And I was sitting there crying. Really, I was. Because there was no, I'm not 18. So for Georgetown to do this, it is special. And it does mean something. And I do feel like I have been touched by grace.
Melly is now an official member of the class of 2021. When we last talked, she was looking forward to freshman convocation.
And I'm going to wear my cap and my robe without the tassel. And then in 4 years, we're going to put them all back on. And we're going to graduate as a class. And they are going to influence me for the rest of my life. And I am going to influence them.
Melly says she can feel her ancestors with her.
And they are so proud. And they are so happy. And they are so with me on this. And my one desire today, as it was last month and a year ago, and will be on graduation day in 2021, is that I wish I could change places with my grandmother and she could have this, because this is her glory and her story. I just happen to be the one here to tell it and to live it.
Georgetown is covered.
Now, hey, Brian, you right on, man. You right on. See, I wanted to play the first 4 or 5 minutes of the video because we hear a lot of emotionalism. Now, and that's the problem in our group. It's a lot of emotionalism and symbolism in our group, and we fall for the bait. This woman said a lot of things that she had no connect. She couldn't connect the dots because she ain't paying attention to what's going on. She said a lot in 5 minutes that she have no understanding. She admitted that she was not very well educated. Because she said, I don't know how to feel this out. She said, I'm not 18 anymore. Now, it's so much. This thing is 51 minutes long. I didn't listen to it. It don't get no better as it goes through. Because she never talk about the cost. She never talks about the cost. Because she's so emotionally charged that she don't want to offend nobody because she feel like what they doing is enough. Now, no one understand. In the beginning of this video, if you was listening, it said that Georgetown involvement enslaved the slaves they had. They used those slaves to get out of some debt that they was in. So they sold some of those slaves. If you read the article, what you come to find, these slaves was building the institution. They was building the institution. So they built up debt, and then they started to sell them to do what? To get rid of their debt. This woman comes along. She's a descendant. She is a descendant of some of the slaves they had. She's a chef. She says she knows nothing about school. She knows about boiling water and knives. She had to get her friend to read it for her. She said she ain't have no parents to help her fill out this application online. It's so much wrong in her life, but she's still so emotional. She still don't know how to push back and say, I don't need your college. I need the wealth that was plundered from me and my descendants. See, because she's so tied up in her emotionalism, she just wants the symbolism. Just give me the symbolism. Let me dress up. Let me dress up and pretend to be smart. They're going to push her right through, make another story at the end after she graduated, still not knowing no more than she knew before she went. No more than she knew before she went. They're going to take and make her a mascot. And she ain't even going to know she's a mascot. That's one of the biggest problems in the black community, not knowing the moving pieces. Not knowing when you're being used as a token. Because you're so emotionally wrapped in that you don't understand how they plan you, how they manipulate you. And this is what Brian say is exactly what I'm saying. So what we must do is be able to see through that. We must be able to see through that. We must put that emotionalism to the side and focus on cost. You know what? It's never amazed me. If ADOS black people are sitting amongst other black people, ADOS people, they always talking about money, the cost. They always talking about, man, I'm trying to do this, you want me to do this for you, it's gonna cost you this. But if they get in the presence of white people, no discussion about cost is in the topic. They ain't talking about it. See, all of these things show you our mental condition when it comes to white people. See, sacrifice with them, giving them honor, piece of paper, any job lined up afterward, anything for her family as Brian, it's nothing in place for that. She don't understand. The data has showed us 16% of ADOS people can go to college. 80% can't find jobs after college. She don't know that because she tried to forget. She said it herself. I ain't said it. She said it. She said she won't never thought about it, try to forget about it. Do you know what that is considered to be? That's trauma. Trauma is when you try to forget. And we know if she tried to forget herself, we know she got kids. We know she didn't teach her kids that history because she thought if she could bury it within her, they would not have to deal with it. You see how powerful white people are? The reverse psychology, the indoctrination of our people, how powerful that thing is. See, they don't want. Look, let me take this off the stream because I'm gonna come back to this. It's some more stuff I want to go into on this. I'm gonna keep it because it's some more stuff. We're gonna go down because this article got a lot of good information. We're gonna go down because they talk about Harvard and a lot of these other institutions. The reason I played that video so we can connect the dots, how they will play on your emotions, how they know the right ones to pick. See, she started talking about blessings as we see here, Georgetown University went from bankrupt to up to $1.8 billion in endorsement. She don't understand that. And she over there struggling to pay her bills. But she's selling it for emotionalism. No substance. No substance. She just want to walk across the stage and say, I walked across the stage. I done it. Take some pictures of me. Please, Georgetown, can you make me a mascot? Make me a mascot. Put me in the newspaper. Show people me. I really appreciate it. Listen, this lady is 64 years old. I'm telling you, this lady raised kids that think that same way though. Prime example, you can go online and you can see the kids. They're not her kids, but kids that come from people in this age group that think just like this woman on emotionalism and symbolism. Prime example, I saw a picture today on a social media site. It had a stack of books with a white girl on it, a little white girl, and the little white girl was drawing stars. It had another little picture with a black boy standing on the floor. And beside the little black boy had a white boy standing on a stack of books too. Both the white girl and the little white boy were drawing stars. The little black boy standing on the floor was drawing the solar system. You know, with the moon, the stars, the earth, Pluto, and so on. He was drawing the solar system. And the white kids were they was higher than him, but drawing stars. Underneath it said, against all odds, our people managed to shine. That may feel good, but what's really going to happen in real time, the little white boy is going to put the little black boy to work for him. See, the little black boy don't matter how you saying he shine, he'll still become at the mercy of the white boy drawing the stars or the little white girl drawing the stars. And neither one of them will have worked as hard as he has. Neither one will have worked as hard as he has. See, we don't understand how this way of thinking keep getting passed down generation to generation. Some may listen to this old 64-year-old woman talk and say, oh, she just, that is nice. You don't understand that's how it got passed down to you. We keep saying, how did slavery last for 250 years? Because it's still happening now, because that way of thinking is being passed down generation after generation. And when I come in the room, or ADOSAF come in the room and say, it's about this money, people say, why y'all being so negative? Why y'all can't celebrate? Why y'all can't see nothing as a win? Because we tired of celebrating losses. I say it again. ADOSAF is saying we are tired of celebrating losses. In our group, we want to win so bad, we celebrate losses. And a lot of us don't know we celebrating a loss. Because so many of us want to pretend we winning, because that way we ain't got to do no real work. See, just like Brian said, it goes to show you many of our people don't want equality. We just want white people to recognize and be nice to us. That's exactly what we want. Too many of us want them just to say, I see you. You're doing good. You're working hard. You look so good working hard. I'm so proud of you. We like little kids to them. See, what I'm trying to get you to do is grow up. Be a woman, be a man, grow up. Look them in their eyes and tell them they owe you. If you're scared to tell them they owe you, have you really grown up? And maybe you need to ask yourself that. Have you really grown up? And it's just like they say, that attention. We need it from white folks. That's why we can't push back on them in a conversation. Because once they start giving us that, oh yeah, we'll give you everything you need. You come to the school, we're going to give you a nice new gown. We'll give you a new hat. You need any help with shoes? And what we say, they so nice though, William. They so nice to me. That's how we do our politics. That's why we get left out in the cold. Because that same way of thinking plays off into our politics. We don't want to offend nobody, even if it's the truth. But within our group, we have no problem offending people. Trust me, I take daggers every day on these social media sites trying to educate people. People tell me shit, all kind of wild mess. But they won't say it to white supremacy. They won't say it to the political base of this country that's constantly starving you out. But you have no problem saying it with me, and you want to know how did we stay enslaved for 250 years? I'm telling you because you enslaved now mentally. See, if you start stuttering up, you scared to use your words when you get in front of white, no, that's your mental problem. Period. That's the truth. Them white people have one job and inheritance. That's what they got. While she's sitting there here worrying about a robe, a cap and gown. So we're gonna go back into this article because it's some other. I want to drop down here to the to where it talks about Harvard. Hold on, I gotta go down. Where you at, Harvard? We're gonna go down through that. I'm gonna just kind of scan at Harvard makers of slavery. At Harvard makers of slavery. As we look right here in this article, when we go down through it, let me see, can I make it bigger? Make it where you can see it bigger than me. Hold on. That's too small. Hold on. I'm going to try to make this thing big so you can see it. Okay. I'm going to read some of this. The two gray slates headstones stand just short support. They look like many of the thousand or so other marks in the old burial ground in Camp Bridge, Massachusetts. Each has a name and a date chiseled into the surface and the skull and wing embedded. A symbol dating to the amount of times carved at the top. Marks are modest, small than others, yet profound usually. Only one in the cemetery that set atop the grave of African American slaves. One reads, now, let me come back here. Understand that right now, this article is talking about, this is about Harvard being involved with slavery. And now understand, our descendants, we are the descendants. Our ancestors built this school. Very few ADOSs in this school. Very few of us even can connect the dots that our ancestors built all these elite schools that we locked out of. We don't understand that neither. You see, we don't understand how did my people build this college, yet I can't attend the college. How? The college don't even exist without my people. Yet I can't go. So when we start to look at these articles, we start to see truth story coming out, how disconnected so many of us are. Understand you got blacks that go to these schools, to Harvard, that become separated from other blacks because they feel as if they are better. I'm telling you, I witness this on a regular. ADOS people that go to these colleges that were built by their ancestors that turn their back on their family because they've been to these colleges and they think they better. Meaning when they get there, they don't talk about their granddaddy that used to farm land, that used to sharecrop, that they know used to do it. They shame of him, but they proud to be standing beside these white people. And you keep asking how slavery lasts so long. It's simple. Look at how to educate, how simple white people can mute the educated or use the educated to go against the better means of their people. Because they do the same thing with the uneducated. Because if they get them an avenue to wealth, they turn their back on their people. And they do the same thing for the educated. But it's a very thin line of us that say we understand what group uplift can do for us and how it benefits us as a group. We understand how that works. Some of us are struggling with that. Now, when we talk about Harvard, Harvard has been running a smear campaign against ADOS, trying to smear the name of ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. See, Not only do they enslave people, but right now in 2021, they trying to smear the descendants of the slaves that they had. I say it again. Harvard owned slaves, sold slaves, slaves built Harvard University, and Harvard is using the descendants of those same slaves to smear the name of people, of the descendants that's trying to be free and fight for reparation. Right now, they having black people come in and throw stones at people that come from slavery. They using other blacks. Ain't that something? And we running around saying, ain't no house Negro. Ain't no house Negro. Don't you see I got my hair natural? I got my hair out natural. Don't you know I know I'm black? All of this means nothing if you don't stand for something. I don't care how you wear your hair out. I don't care about how you, most of us look at that anyway as just style. It don't mean anything. It don't mean anything. The dreads, taking your hair, making it nappy, all of that means nothing if you don't stand for nothing. It means nothing. Harvard is using ADOS people right now to smear the ADOS movement that is fighting for ADOS, American Descendants of Slave people, to be made whole in the nation that you enslaved, Harvard. And we still got our people sitting on the front line protecting white supremacy. What we tell is the truth. We speak from the data and the policy. What we try to educate our people is on who they are and who Harvard University is. But some of our people, just to be in the bosoms of white people, they will step on their own people that helped build these colleges, that still ain't been paid for the debt. These are the things that we are fighting against right now in 2021. This ain't 1921, it's 2021. And we still fighting against white people that enslaved black people, ADOS people, and now in 2021 trying to smear the name of the descendants of those people. And we can't get our people to stand up and stand up against this institution, because this is one of America's strongest institutions. See, Harvard got a lot of power. A lot of presidents done been there. See, a lot of black people begging to go there. Please, Harvard, take me in, make me somebody special. I'll be anything you need me to be. This is what our people is doing. Hey, a lot of these black people would do anything to catch a lick. That's the truth. And that's what happens to your group when it's worthless. When your group is worthless, what happens is they become a tool for white supremacy because their group is starved out. So what do? No different than the house Negro do. They go to Massa. Massa, what can I do? Massa, what servant can I be for you, Massa? Then they put them up on a TV screen to undermine the real fight for freedom, for financial freedom. And it ain't through hustling. Too many of us are running around not understanding. First thing I want to say, I've been working 15 days straight. That's the first thing I want to say. Because some of you Negroes out there, another thing you think, when I'm telling you owe the debt, I guess you think I'm sitting around ain't out here grinding. But I understand that grind ain't going to cut it. See, you don't understand that grind you doing ain't going to cut it. It may put some food in your stomach. It may pay some bills. It'll keep you surviving until they want to pull the rug out from under you. See, because what you don't understand and what this lady in this video didn't understand is white people are living off inheritance. They ain't living off the grind. See, we don't understand it because we don't know how it looks to live off inheritance. Well, it kind of go like this. Let's say you at work, they call for overtime. You got white people that are complaining about the pay, and everything. But when the overtime get called, they're like, man, I'm going home. I ain't trying to do no overtime. I ain't trying to do no overtime. I'm going home. I'm not trying to do no overtime. I'm going home. Now, that ain't saying you won't see some black people do it, because they don't really know what they up against. See, you can see whites that make less money than you on the job. They still don't take the OT. They go home. Because the truth is, that's inheritance. See, that inheritance they're going to get, is going to lift them above you. See, all they doing is waiting. And during the pandemic, as Brian, the COVID didn't teach us this. Nothing will. That's another. If what we dealing with right now won't teach, if this COVID don't teach you who you are and you worthless, I don't think nothing is. See, but what it shows you is they don't need it. It's extra money. See, during the pandemic, you can read an article called where white baby boomers was giving their kids access to some of their inheritance early. I mean, they was getting broke off early. They was dipping in it. What you need? 15, 20,000. I'll give you that. That'll help you out a while. They go you 20,000. How many ADOS people got somebody gonna give them 20,000? They can give it to them right now. Not to pay it back, to have it. Here you go. That's part of yours anyway. Here you go. How many out there got it? Tell me one of you out there got somebody in your family that can give you 20,000 because things done got tight. See? But we running around talking about we got wealth. We running around saying we hustle. This is why they can do what they doing to us. Because we won't wake up and see the problem. The problem is you can't stop the killing in your community without changing the wealth position of your community. See, I said again, you can't stop the killing in your neighborhood. Let me say that because it ain't a community. You can't stop the killing in your neighborhood if you don't change your neighborhood wealth position. So everything you see most of these black people doing, it ain't gonna help. It never have helped. We got one thing left that we holding on to. We got one thing left that we holding on to. And that's the debt that's owed to us. For all you Negroes out there that don't think you ADOS, get out of your delusion. You are. And it don't matter how high you think you rise or how low you fall, you still tied to your ancestors. Now, what we need to do is accept this. If we accept this, we move totally different. You going around and talking to black, that's your brother. Don't you kill your brother. That has nothing to do with the frustration that he lives with every day. And as I said many times before on my show, it's only a ticking time bomb before that explodes. And more than likely, it's going to explode on a family member, a cousin, a neighbor. Because he's dealing with so much. See, until eventually somebody got to catch it. Somebody got to get shot. Somebody got to get stabbed. It's only a ticking time bomb. And a lot of us live with that on a daily basis. That's why we so emotional. But when we get around white folks, we want them to be nice. Be nice. Be nice to them. I don't think Harvard was very nice to Jane, a Negro servant, to Anderson Borman. Died in 1740, aged 22 years and 3 months. I don't think Harvard was very nice to him. I don't think the smear campaign that Harvard is running against ADOS right now, that could be the descendant of Jane here, that undermine our freedom fight. And yet we can't get millions of our people to stand up against Harvard. Because we want to be nice. We don't want to offend nobody. And while we learn about offending other people, we being offended every day. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that we are being offended. The only time we care is when we in the face of the disparity. Meaning we looking right down the barrel of it. It's your cousin laying on the ground. The police got his knee on his neck. we care. We are not able to see how all these things are connected. They're not separated. They all are intertwined, connected. From Harvard owning slaves and the descendants being starved out, to blacks going to the school and still being treated like house Negroes and glad to be one. They glad to oblige Harvard to smear the grassroots movement of ADOS that's saying we are owed a debt in the country we built. We are owed trillions. We ain't owed symbolism to put on a cap and gown and go walk across the stage and pretend that we accomplished something because we walked across the stage in a cap and a gown. And we got to go back home and can't pay the bills there. And can't spell, can't add. Our knowledge ain't where it should be at. But yet we get to put a picture up in our house and say I went to school at Georgetown. See, all that symbolism don't pay your bills. It don't help your grandkids neither. It don't help your grandkids. Because you got a picture of talking you went to Georgetown. The time for us to be able to see truth is now. It's a very critical time in this country. I don't know how many paying attention, how many just running around listening to what Jay-Z saying, what P. Diddy saying, but you better wake up because they don't know what's going on neither. And another thing I want from our group to stop doing, thinking these people that you think got money know something. It don't even, most of the time it don't even go together. Because you don't know how powerful white supremacy is, how powerful white capitalism is. See, white capitalism built these people. First of all, white capitalism built them. It marketed them. See, we don't understand it when I'm saying it, where it looks like this. Who made the CDs? It came from a white capital system that was publishing their records. Who gave them the commercials? Who gave them the videos? Who built the platform to get their name out there, white folks? White capitalists. They're promoters. See, and once they built them, they told them how to think. They told them how to think. They told them how to think. They told them how to talk. They told them how to move. They told them they were special. They told them they was better than you. See? Because that's what white folks do when they let you in. They tell you how much more smarter you is as William. You smarter than William. William ain't all that smart. You know, he ain't that smart. See, you're smart. You know what to do. You know how to make that money. You know what to do. And pat you on the back. And you start smiling. Yeah, I know. You right, boss. And you don't know how slavery lasted so long. Yet, you just as simple-minded, more simple-minded than they was. They playing the same trick on you. It's a system designed to keep you tethered at the bottom. This is exactly right, Brian. It's a system designed to keep you tethered to the bottom. And it don't matter where you rise at in the group. Wherever you rise at, you still stay tethered to the bottom. Plain and simple. You say Jay-Z's a billionaire. His net worth. No, net worth ain't liquid money. That's what we need. We need to understand these terms and what it really means. Mike Bloomberg gave to elite white colleges $1.6 billion. He gave, that was liquid money, $1.6 billion. You look at me and tell me Jay-Z is a billionaire. Jay-Z can't give one college $1.6 billion because he'll be broke. Do you understand when I say you celebrating losses? Do you understand that you listen to people that don't understand they are tethered at the bottom? See, when we listen to these people that don't even understand they at the bottom too, because it's levels, and the level he's at the bottom. The level I'm at the bottom. The level every single ADOS person out there is at the bottom. What do I mean? You're at the bottom of white wealth at all these levels. Show me one ADOS person in the entire country at the level they're at that's above white. It ain't one. It ain't one. So we got to get real with our conversation. We got to get real understanding the data and understanding what real progress look like. And this ADOS woman going back to college ain't progress. Ain't progress. It never will be. And she don't stand up and say, no, I want the same thing that you used my grandma for, my granddaddy for. You used them to get out of debt, right? I want to use Georgetown to get out of my debt. See, she didn't understand and say, they told her, we not only did we use your granddad and grandma to build this college, but when we got in debt, we also sold them to get out of our debt. She just went for the cap and gown, like so many of us do. As Tone said many times, we go for the shell. Ain't nothing inside it. We just go for the shell. It's empty inside though. It's time for us to wake up and understand that. Now we got more things coming at us that I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna do a little halftime, and I'm gonna take a little break. But maybe I won't. We'll just run through it. Just like right here, what it said, a lot of our people are so aspiration, they just go along to get along because they think it will be them rubbing elbows with. That's that's exactly what they think. They think they gonna be put in a position with white people. I'm telling you that it's ADOS people that go to school in these elite white colleges and still don't get access. Because college is about networking. They still don't get access to what they think they're going to get access to because you still ADOS. We also need to stop celebrating black celebrities becoming billionaires. Many of them got that way through prayer and playing Judas mind tricks upon their own. Man, that's a lot of us don't understand that though, Brian. A lot of us do not understand that they exploited you to get to where they are. Yet they turn around and manipulate you when they get there. We need to really come to terms that if I wrote a song telling you to go out and sell crack and shoot another black man in the process while you destroy his family, his home, his neighborhood, how do then black people come back and glorify you and not understand that you're a problem? How do you raise kids trying to teach them the right way to move while pointing at people that exploited their group as somebody to look up to and idolize? We need to get our mind right. These celebrities have never been our ticket. Understand, tell me another group. I'll wait for you. Somebody give me another group. Do the white group let celebrities be their voice when they got a situation? Do they let their white stars be their spokesperson? Do the Hispanics do it? Do the Asians do it? Do the Indians do it? See, nobody do it but us. And we don't understand. That's why you look weird doing it. Everybody know you don't do that. Everybody but our group know you don't do that. Celebrities are entertainers. Matter of fact, they don't even got a voice to speak on behalf of what I need. But in the ADOS group, the ADOS black people group, we let them speak for us. Blacks let them speak for us. The actors, they entertainers. They are not supposed to be speaking for you. Never have. But that's what happens when a group is forced to wear glasses upside down and make it normal. And make it normal. Hey, that's right. The politicians go to the white celebrities to chat up with white interests, Asians and Jews. They don't do it. They only do it with us. They go to our celebrities to talk about our problems. And we don't understand. When we change this nation, when the grassroots of ADOS people is speaking for ADOS people. Not when celebrities are speaking for ADOS people. That's when we change it. And that's what we got to get to. Because when we tell this nation, Jay-Z don't speak for me no more. Oprah don't speak for me no more. I speak for me. I am part of the grassroots that speaks for me. Them are your people, and you can take them back with you. Once we do that, that's when we move the needle. That's when we change the surrounding. That's when the needle moves. Malcolm said it long ago. Things were not better for ADOS people until the grassroots become the voice for ADOS people. He didn't say ADOS, he said black people. So knowing you don't want to believe in somebody like me that you see on a regular basis, that's why we ain't got no progress in this country. Because we think it's got to be somebody that got a large platform. No, he made money, he got to know something. It don't mean nothing until the voice is your voice. Like Dave Chappelle skit talking about the media going to Ja Rule for his opinion on serious matters. That was one thing Dave Chappelle, that skit there. That's how you know they know we a joke. Nobody should want to hear nothing from Ja Rule. He's an entertainer. And the way he got to be where he got to be was exploitation of his people. I don't care how you see it. I'm gonna share this. I want to share this. I want to touch on it. The Superior Court judge blocking the mortuary and stop people from getting evicted. I want to touch on that before I shut down, because this here is gonna hit a lot of ADOS people right here. Eviction notice, they coming, and they saying they hitting hard in North Carolina, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Is it a coincidence that they hitting hard in the areas that ADOS people concentrated in? We definitely got to get real about this wealth. We definitely got to get serious and stop being scared to put pressure on politicians, on everything locally. We got to stop falling for, oh, I want to be invited to the cookout. I don't want to say anything that might not get me invited to the cookout, because it's a lot of black people moving that way. It's a lot of black people in these local elections that's moving that way, that want to be invited to the cookout. So by they want to be invited to the cookout, they get in these spaces and act as if they don't know what their people need, and just because they want to be invited to the cookout. Once again, falling for symbolism. And you keep asking, how did slavery last so long? I'm telling you, it's still happening right now, and you part of the problem. That you asking how it lasts. The way you thinking made it last. The way we move made it last. That's why a lot of people having a problem with this conversation right now. They can't connect the dots. They want to know why we trying to be so controversial. No, it's because the data say the way you've been moving ain't working. The way you've been thinking ain't working. And when the data tells you that, and the history and the policy tell you, and your lineage tell you that, you got to do something different. Now, I've said plenty times, and I'm gonna constantly keep stressing it to you, because you got to change this before you can do anything. You can't be scared to go against what you've been doing, because what you've been doing ain't working. So stop telling yourself it's working. It's not working. You standing still, spinning wheels. All you're really doing is buying a new set of tires all the time and wondering why they're wearing out so fast. I'm here to tell you, you got to stop spinning wheels. Because if you keep spinning wheels, the more you're going to have to buy more tires. And the way you do that is you change your thinking. You be able to sit and read an article and connect the dots to how people are not getting what they need. See? Yeah, just, hey, to the cookout. Not realizing that you will never be able to please your open enemy. That's exactly what we are doing. We thinking we're going to be slick enough to con our enemy that's our enemy in the open. You're not going to be able to do it. They know your positioning long before you step there. It's one thing to change that, and that's pushback. That's putting pressure on them and standing up specifically for your group and telling them straight to their face, this is what's going to be done. You will not be in that seat long. And that's what we got to get to. That's why we doing these shows. That's why ADOS Triangle, ADOS Twin City, is fight ADOS Rocky Mount is fighting so hard to educate our people. We hammering the ground. We hammering the conversation everywhere we go. We trying to get our people to move and think in the right way. On these social media platforms, be in attack mode. So what? They get mad. Maybe somebody in that group would be like, that makes perfectly sense what he's saying though. So we got to be willing to do that. Like repeating the same method program to try and close the racial wealth gap. That's exactly what they want to do. See, to close that racial wealth gap, you're gonna get people say you gotta go to college. We gotta send people to college. We gotta educate them. We gotta educate them how to close. We gotta financially educate them. I don't think I never had a job that was worrying about financially telling me what to do with my money when I'm making $16, $17 an hour. Nobody never came. Nobody never came. They already knew there wasn't enough money to do nothing with. See, we got people out there making that $18, $19 an hour and don't even understand it ain't enough money to do nothing with. Don't nobody come talk to you about it. Because they already know you can't, it ain't enough. And we need to understand that what we living off ain't enough. We need to understand that white people group, liquid money, their group got over $50 trillion. Our group, liquid money, only got $850 billion with a B, not a T. $850 billion. Meaning liquid money, we ain't even touching $1 trillion. And white people got 50 trillion. And we running around still believing in black business, doing black business. I'm gonna spend my money with black business. Because that's how we gonna build up. Listen, notice, this is the data. So you can kill your family. If we don't do politics, if we don't get policies and have a redistribution of wealth, that black business you keep talking about ain't gonna mean nothing. You ain't doing nothing with that. Because understand, the whole entire black private sector, black business, so many of you know so much, but you ain't looked up the data. I posted it. I know none. A lot of people don't read it. But Jeff Bezos is worth $211 billion. The entire black sector of black businesses is only worth $270 billion. So one white man, I said this before, one white man got more wealth, almost more wealth than your whole private black business sector. So I don't know how you think you're going to shop black and change the problem. You don't got enough money in the whole entire group to do it. But what can change that is reparations, a black agenda that builds us into the infrastructure of the country we built. We are the only group here owed a debt. The Hispanics ain't owed a debt. And let's be clear, the Hispanic is a term that don't tie to an ethnic group because it consists of several groups under one umbrella, and that umbrella is Hispanic. We need to understand that too. They playing games with these numbers, trying to make you think that you ain't still the biggest group and trying to make you think that it's one group here, but it ain't. That's why I hate we have spending power arguments. If you think we have so much money, how much you think whites have? Let alone Asians who have the highest minimum income of all groups. That's power. That's hammer on nail. What Brian said there. Because understand, and he broke it down very well. He didn't say wealth. He said minimum income. Meaning income-wise, Asians make more money than white folks. Income-wise. And understand income is not the same thing as wealth. Yet we running around using terms people of color. I go back to the article, Georgetown article. You doing the same thing that old lady doing, and you don't even understand it because you refuse to see truth. See, income and wealth is different. Asians don't have more wealth than white people, but they definitely make more income than white people. And who benefits from the income they making? White capitalism. White capital make benefit from it. So see, you don't escape their money. A lot of y'all don't understand that. Masks are personally worth more than all black businesses in the U.S. That's something. These two men, Bozo and Elon Musk, is worth more than all the businesses in the U.S. Two people. We ain't talking about 20 or 30. We ain't talking about 2 or 3 million. We talking about two people. Now, how do you think you stay here? Because you say you gonna shop black owned. When two white men are worth all the wealth, more wealth than all your businesses. You can't compete like that. So that's why we know we got to have a redistribution of wealth. And we must become politically educated. Enough of us, we don't understand, even our friendships, we got to tie it around politics. Because there's some of you out there, and I told this to somebody the other day, is ADOS people, black people out there, they got white friends, white family members, whites in their families. And somehow they think that connection puts them in a better place. But when you go home and they go home, your life is totally their life. When you walk down the street, their life's still different. When you walk down the street, your life ain't like their life when they walk down the street. I don't even care if they're in your family. I don't care if they're in your family. Y'all are not in the same situations. And it's time that we wake up and realize that. Just because you got family members that white, that has nothing to do with you still being ADOS. It's time to know truth, and it's time to face truth. The truth is, you got white people in your family. If you sat down and had a political conversation with them, and you understood that conversation, I'm gonna stop sharing this. If you really understood that, what you would really have to come to terms with, they really don't care about you, whether they know it or not. And if you can't educate them on what your situation is and how they should be standing in solidarity with you for your justice claim, how do they help you just because they're your family? I'm just being real with you. I'm telling you, it's time to grow up and have a real conversation with people. Find out where they really stand at with you in your fight for real freedom. For the one ADOS woman who, at 64, who gave a degree from Harvard, I wonder how many people of color got degrees from Harvard at an employable age. Man, that is the truth. Because who gonna hire a 64-year-old? See, these are the things we got to think about, man. I saw an article online the other day talking about a 84-year-old woman got her degree. What can she do with it? And people were celebrating it. Her life is over. Nobody's looking for an 84-year-old woman to come work for them. This is exactly what Brian said here. We are celebrating losses as wins. As wins. And we are struggling with accepting the truth. No company is looking for a 64-year-old. No company is looking for an 84-year-old. It's done. You wasted your time doing that. You could have been on the front line fighting for reparations for your grandkids. You could have been on the front line sitting in a town hall saying we need to get paid. But yet you sitting in college wasting time. I said it once, I say it again. We better wake up and know what reality looked like. And I say this a lot, but I don't think a lot of people understand it. I constantly say stay strong, stay focused, keep the line moving forward. What I mean when I say that is, when I say stay strong, can you stay strong once you know the truth? Can you continue to move the line forward in a different way once you know what that truth is? Can you stay focused enough to keep that line moving forward from the truth you have learned? That's how deep that statement is. These are the things that we are going to need to fix our situation here in America. It's not a lot of people that can see that truth and stay strong, because you're going to want to go back to that fantasy, that cartoon world. Because that cartoon world makes you feel better. You sleep better at night. You rest real well. You cut up like an infinite child thinking about the fake life. You probably still thinking there's unicorns out there. I'm telling my 5-year-old daughter ain't no unicorn. My little daughter had a shirt on that says, in the field of horses, be different, be the unicorn. I said, baby girl, be ADOS. That's who you really are. Unicorn don't exist. That's how real I am. Before I let my child grow up, when you got people that's 64 like this lady here, 84 like the other lady that's still fantasizing, when all this realness is going on around them, for 64 years you still living in fantasy. 84 years the other lady still living in fantasy. Somebody got to wake up and stop it. And that's what ADOS here to do. That's what breaking the mental chain here to do. I'm here to stop it. Grow up. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you learned something from this show. If it hurt your feelings, I hope you're willing to sit down and do some research and challenge the information you have heard at this show. Don't use your emotionalism to challenge it. Go get some hard facts to challenge it. Some data, some history, some policies to make a difference. See, maybe they got a hand by the black girl man. That's exactly what they did. See, this is another form of symbolism. That black girl magic. The data shows black women have more debt in the country than anybody. Black women have more degrees than anybody in the country. Black women make less money with a degree than anybody in the country. Once again, this black girl magic got us celebrating L's instead of real wins. That's the show tonight. I hope some people learned some things. Hey, like I said, subscribe, hit that bell, hit the notification so you can get them notifications so you can know when I'm up here and when we're going live. If you would like to donate, you can donate here to help the show. We gonna stay here doing this work. We gonna stay connecting the dots. And as always, I want my people to know and understand. We are here fighting for you, not against you. We here fighting for you. Every word out of my mouth that I've said is been to benefit you. If you aid us, American descendant of slaves. Check out the ending of the video. It'll show you how you can help with the movement. All right. Hey, one more thing. I've said this before, and I keep saying this. We must understand that everything here has been a form to make us think the way we think, even down to the religion. We must know and understand this. I've said this before. I will explain white people religion to you again. White people will say, praise the Lord, but pass the ammunition. I will explain black people religion to you again. Black people will say, Money is the root to all evil. But ammunition costs money. It's time for truth. It's time to wake up. Like I said, stay strong, stay focused, keep the line moving forward. Good night. Love all ADOS.